Helps if you take the emergency brake off, hey. Back on the DDCS server. MiG-21 versus F-5. Should be some fun. There's a couple people on, I'm hoping they'll stick around instead of taking off like they all did yesterday. But it is a bit earlier in the day today, so maybe they'll stick around. Just to make extra sure everything is running as it should be. Looks good. Okay, I don't see anyone at the other end of the runway. Flaps set, trim set, instruments look happy. Off we go.
Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 118. Удаление 60. На 0. Сближайтесь.
Slacken out this climb a little, so I'm not losing quite as much speed, and I can come out of Burnham. I like to hold on to this fuel tank as long as I realistically can here, just so I have a little more fuel when I get down towards Sukumi, which is where they're all hanging out. As usual, I got the aircraft totally out of balance because my rudder pedals don't have a very positive center position, which is something I need to look at dealing with. It's funny, it's little issues like that that are the biggest problem as part of a control setup. That, or the fact that my trim hat doesn't quite get the level of precision I'd like. They're both really minor issues, but they're really annoying issues, and definitely the most irritating things to deal with in the game.
Четвертый, 133. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 118. Удаление 40. На 0. Сближайтесь.
Okay, I'm going to level off here. So I'll bring the nose down a bit and engage the SAU. Get ready to switch that radar on, because I'm going to need it pretty shortly. Preemptively put it in low altitude mode, because these guys are going to be on the deck.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель.
120 for 24. Sorry, 124.
Удаление 24.
Note 120 for 24. Numbers are hard.
Дистанция не меняется.
Alright. So we'll break out of SAU. I'll hold on to the tank for now. But I will head down towards the deck. Now I do have to be careful, they're probably going to try and bait me over Sukumi Airport itself. Which is bad for my health.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 1, 3, 4. Удаление 10 на 0. Дистанция не меняется. 3, 124. Обнаружена цель. 0, 9, 4. Удаление 90 на 2000. Дистанция не меняется. 30.
Actually, that is Gudada.
4. Цель рядом.
Just got a merge call.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
Punch off the tank. Start climbing around, see if I can spot this guy.
24. Обнаружена цель. 0, 3, 0. Удаление 3 на 0. Расходитесь.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133.
08441.
124. Обнаружена цель. 084. Удаление 1 на 0. Дистанция не меняется.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
This is where you really need a GCI.
133.
03, so he's trying to hook around me.
Обнаружена цель. 2, 2, 0. Удаление 3 на 0. Дистанция не меняется.
124-й, 124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 0, 3,
Just turning in a big circle.
на 0. Дистанция не меняется.
But I can't see him. Not against the ground or against the sky.
124-й,
Pretty sure Gudada is still friendly, so I'm
133-й.
gonna get
Дайте
down
курс
on
на
the deck,
ближайшую цель.
which might give me a better chance to see him.
133.
Silhouetted against the sky.
24.
1803.
7, 3. Удаление 3 на 0. Сближайтесь.
Still nothing.
й 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
Обнаружена цель. 3, 1, 6. Удаление 8 на 0. Сближайтесь.
That's my own shadow, I think, that I can see that.
й 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
Make sure the only smoke trail I can see is my own. 269 for 3. So he should be basically off my nose. But I got nothing on radar, because he's probably too low. I don't have him visual.
й 133-й.
But
Дайте
he's
курс
not
на
on me
ближайшую
either, so he
цель.
probably doesn't see me yet.
24. Обнаружена цель. 068. Удаление 7 на 0. Дистанция не меняется.
«124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель».
I wish there was a
133.
way to tell the AI AWACS to give you like an update every 5 seconds or so for the next 30 seconds or something, just so I don't have to constantly hit the shortcut and wait for the delay as I ask him for a vector and then he gives me one.
124. Цель рядом.
This guy's telling me to stop hogging the AWACS. I've got an F-5 on top of me which I can't see.
140-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
Oh, now I see him alright.
140. 124. Обнаружена цель. 139. Удаление 26 на 500. Сближаясь 33. 124. Обнаружена новая цель. 1.
Lost him behind my periscope.
Удаление 2 на 500. Сближайтесь.
Still on me. Oh, she didn't like that. She did not like that at all. There we go. There he is. Where's he gone? Above me? Below me? Somewhere right on me, because I saw his shadow cross me. There he is. Now, I don't really have the energy to get away here. So I'm going to have to try and get him to make a mistake while avoiding one myself, which is not my strong suit. Might have an opportunity here. I haven't seen where he's gone. I think he's right on... Oh, yep, he's right on me. Okay. So he's too close for a missile at least, but he is in a good position for guns. I think, on the other hand, he's about to stall. I certainly am. I'm out of countermeasures, so God help me if he does manage to get a heater off at some point. This is really not the MiG-21's strong point, these slow and low dogfights. The MiG-21 is built as an interceptor. It doesn't like going slow. Okay. Oh, he's crossing me. He's struggling. If I can get him to just slip in front of my nose for a second. Oh, you got a hit there. Freaking periscope's blocking my view, something severe. Okay, I'll try and hold the aircraft here. Something splashed him. The fuck was that? Was that the other MiG, or did he hit something? Dunno.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133. 120.
Okay, the next nearest guy is 40 kilometers away, so I'm going to take the opportunity to quickly land and refuel and reload my countermeasures. I haven't used any actual ammunition. No guns, no missiles, so I don't have to worry about that at least. power it a bit more. Get my flaps down. Wheels. Coming in a little crooked, but should have plenty of space to correct it. Pulled 10G in that fight. Jesus. Good thing I didn't break the plane, as far as I know. So it looks like that other guy bailed me out there. Might as well just park here.
Дозаправка по плану. Перезарядка по плану. Прием.
Обнаружена новая цель. 117. Удаление 50. На 0. Сближайтесь.
Just gotta wait to refuel and get the countermeasures reloaded, and then I'll be off again. I am taking another belly tank just to give me some loader time. I don't technically need it since the F-5s seem to be doing most of their fighting up around this way. It's 3-on-2 at the moment. I've survived one close encounter so far. My teammate saved me. I haven't been able to get any successful shots on the F-5s, but hopefully that'll change. It's so difficult to find them.
Командир, борт заправлен.
When they're down low like that, they're very hard to see against the ground. I mean, I probably am too, but, you know. Once they do see me, they can keep me padlocked much easier, whereas I've got quite heavy canopy framing to the front. I've got this periscope, which blocks my vision directly at the top of the canopy, and then I can't see anything much behind me at all. And this only shows me what's above me and behind me.
Командир, оружие подвешено.
So it's of limited use. Okay, fuel's good to go, should be fully rearmed and refueled. So it's time to head out again. Get my flap set to take off. I'll just get my trim back to neutral and then reset from there, because I don't want too much trim on here. Okay, that should be enough for takeoff.
133, 124. Обнаружена новая цель. 117. Удаление 50. На 0. Сближайтесь.
Did take a couple of cannon hits there, but they don't appear to have actually done any serious damage to the aircraft. Everything's still working, so I'm not real worried.
Обнаружена цель. 118.
Okay, that's worrying.
На 500. Дистанция не меняется.
So there's a guy pretty much coming straight at me, 18 kilometers out. I need to get off the ground before he catches me. Okay, we'll call that good enough for lineup and get the fuck off the ground. Merge call already.
Цель рядом.
Четвертый, 133. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133.
226.
Обнаружена цель. 226. Удаление 6. На 500.
I'm just gonna ditch the belly tank
Дистанция не
now,
меняется.
so I can maneuver a little easier. There's a contact off our nose. Hey mate, are you on SRS? Guess not.
124. 133. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133. 124. Обнаружена цель. 279. Удаление 3. На 0. Сближайтесь. 33.
Whoa!
124. Цель рядом.
Okay, where'd that end up? That was a missile. That is somebody else going into the drink. I've now lost my engine, and I'm way too slow. That is the hazard about rearming at Gouda. That guy was on me as soon as I was rolling for takeoff. Can't tell if that was him that just got shot down or if that was the friendly MiG-21. I would say that was the friendly MiG-21. Ditch the canopy and just ditch the aircraft in the water. Don't eject underwater. I think he got the wrong one. Unless he popped both of us. At least now I know where he is. This is the DDCS MiG-21 vs F-5 server. They've got two. They've got a modern one and then they've got this one. M1. I'm beginning to wonder about the utility of carrying 4 missiles on this server, because I usually don't live long enough to use them all. I almost feel like it'd be better to just carry 2. But I don't know. We'll see. Unfortunately, this other guy doesn't seem to be on SRS, so I can't really coordinate with him. Which makes life a bit difficult for the both of us. Okay. Just set up my trim for takeoff, and I think that's everything. Still gotta wait for them to finish rearming. Oh, the other two F-5s left. There we go. Ready to go. Keep forgetting to take that off. Okay, flaps, trim, everything else. Ah, and he runs it up while I'm typing. That's alright, we'll catch him up once we're in the air. Okay, flaps and gear up. Gear back to neutral. Just put that in neutral so it stops squealing at me. Oh, that didn't work so well, did it? Just turn the volume down on the missile tone. Reheat, pop the air brake, man, he's really slow. Like, speed you don't want to be flying in a MiG-21 kind of slow.
Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 115. Удаление 50. На 0. Дистанция не меняется.
This guy's relatively new to the MiG-21, so him getting that close to the ground inverted might not be a very wise idea. Even I have trouble with that still. Okay, I'll just give it a bit of burner to catch him up, and I'll try and keep him off my nose on the left side. Trim nose down because she wants to climb. There he is. Pop the brake. Off the power a bit. Oh. It's hard to try and fly formation with someone when you don't actually know what speed they're going and you have no comms. And now I can't see him, but he's behind me somewhere. Behind him below, I think. Ah, yeah, there he is.
«124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель».
133.
094 for 12.
124. Обнаружена цель. 094. Удаление 12. На 0. Сближайтесь. 33. 124. Цель рядом.
124-й, 131-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
131. 124. Обнаружена цель. 116. Удаление 80. На 0. Дистанция не меняется.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133.
198 for 5.
124. Обнаружена цель. 198. Удаление 5. На 1000. Сближайтесь.
so AWACS has lost him.
На 0. Дистанция не меняется.
Other MiG-21 just disconnected, so he may have just got splashed again. And this F-5 is invisible to our AWACS. Which is not good news for me. Unless they killed each other, which I doubt.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 114. Удаление 70. На 0. Дистанция не меняется.
There's Godauda down there. Nope. Nothing behind me.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133.
254 for 10.
124.
There we go.
Обнаружена цель. 254. Удаление 10. На 0. Дистанция не меняется.
Hey! Tawny, thanks for the host.
Четвертый, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133.
359 for 2.
124. Обнаружена цель. 359. Удаление.
I don't see him though.
0. Сближайся. 33. 120.
Oh shit, I think I got two of them on me.
1, 1, 2. Удаление 2. На 500. Сближайтесь.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133. 124.
There he is.
2, 2, 9. Удаление 1. На 0. Дистанция не меняется.
Still on me. Still on me, right up my ass. Where is he? Is he still on me? He probably is. Yep. Made him lose a lot of energy there, though. Classic MiG-21 plane going in different direction to velocity vector maneuver there. Oh god. Did I just get him to maneuver kill himself? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I love this plane. Oh, that's disgusting. Alright, where's the other one? I got this in the bag, boys.
133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
That was fucking ridiculous. 126 for 50. Did call another one right on top of me, but there was only two in here, so... 200 IQ, MiG-21 tactics. I'm starting to get a sense of exactly how much bullshit the plane will take before it totally departs on me, and if I get low enough and put it right on that limit, I can get people to fly themselves into either the ground or me, or each other. So even if I can't maneuver to get a shot on them because the F-5 turns much better than I do, especially at low level, I can at least get them to do that. I'm pretty sure he clipped a tree there and that's what did him.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
But yeah, that's if you are in any aircraft chasing a MiG-21, that is something to be very aware of. The MiG-21 isn't necessarily going in the direction that its nose is pointing. Especially if he's actively trying to get rid of you, he will often be pointing a completely different direction to his actual velocity vector.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
Okay, there should be another one pretty close. 127-29. My fuel's not great, but I should have just enough here.
й 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133-й, 124-й. Обнаружена цель.
25 for
5, удаление 19.
Must be notched. I can't see him on radar. I should be able to at this range, but nothing. So he's got to be notched to me, or he's that low down, it can't pick him up from the ground clutter. Just try and figure out which direction he's actually flanking me. What's the last one? 125. 121 for 9. So he's slowly drawing left. And I'm a lot lower than I wanted to be there. Where'd that go? It definitely started homing on something, so I just instinctively launched. But I don't know if I actually did anything with it.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133-й,
5045.
050, удаление 5, 0.
Gotta be careful because I'm over his airbase, so he has the anti-aircraft advantage here.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133-й, 124-й. Обнаружена цель. 116. Удаление 4, 0. Дистанция не меняется.
Still nothing on radar.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
Lots of angry AA.
124-й. Обнаружена цель. 2, 6, 5. Удаление 4, 0. Дистанция не меняется.
й 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133-й, 124-й. Обнаружена цель.
I think it's doing that thing again where it's trying to get me to overfly the airfield.
0. Расходитесь.
And I'm not playing that game. You want me? Come out here and get me. Let's turn this off for now.
124-й, 4-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133.
124.
Обнаружена цель. 054. Удаление 12. На 0.
I'm very low on fuel now. So I'm just gonna see if I can figure out where this guy is, but I think I'm getting the same issue I was yesterday, where he's either on the airfield and the AWACS is directing me there somehow, or he's just circling it trying to get me to fly into the AAA. Because I don't see him.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
And I need to refuel, so I'm not going to hang around getting shot by anti-aircraft fire.
Обнаружена цель. 006. Удаление 5. На 0. Сближайтесь.
Oh. Well, I did get hit by anti-aircraft fire, but I'm sure it's fine. Okay, I'm just going to turn the radar back to standby. No black trails behind me, so he's not following me, at least not above me. Couple bullet holes in the wing, it'll buff right out. Aircraft seems to be handling normally, all my instruments are working. I'm getting a warning light, what's that? It's flashing, hang on. I'll just put the plane into recovery mode so I can hands off. Oh, it's one of the fuel tanks. That's what. I'm probably going to want to divert to Gdowda. I don't think I have the fuel to go for Sochi. And even if I do, I don't really want to risk it.
133. 124.
3 for 20.
Обнаружена новая цель. 1, 2, 3. Удаление 20. На 0. Сближайтесь.
That'll be back that way. Back towards Sukumi. But I don't have the time or the fuel for that shit. Still me against 2 F-5s. Totally legit. Now, this should be Gdowda, just on the other side of this valley here. It's risky because it's so close to them, they might just come strafe me on the ground or circle me until I take off, but I really don't have the fuel to go for Sochi. Even if I get there, I don't have enough for a go-round if I need one. Ah, and yet again I forgot to cock my gun, which would have been embarrassing if I'd actually been able to get my nose on someone to shoot. Any smoke trails? Nope, just mine. Hey, Cathal, thanks for the follow, man. Let's see how badly I fuck up this approach. Probably a little close, but that's okay. Drop flaps, drop gear, give it some back trim. I'm just in takeoff flaps because this is a really flat approach. Pull the power through the turn to bleed a little more speed, then put it back on for the blown flaps on final. Got to keep that power at or above 80% for the blown flaps to work. And you do not want to land without them in this thing, because that is where all your lift comes from. It's going to be a little bit rough, I think. Not that bad. The aircraft is leaning to one side, I think, which is a bit worrying. trying to partially collapse the gear leg.
124. Цель рядом. 133. 100.
Ah, yeah, there we go.
Обнаружено
They're probably going to try and
новое
strafe
цель.
me on the ground here.
069. Удаление 6 на 0. Сближайтесь.
Okay, I am a little confused as to why the aircraft's resting low on its right side. The 3 gear lights are on, so I don't think I've collapsed the leg, but it is a bit concerning. And if I burst the tire, I would have felt it, so who knows. I probably should just replane, but that would involve flying back out from Sochi, so I think what I might do is just rearm and refuel here, and see if they will be decent enough to let me get off the ground before they kill me. I'll just see if they hang around. If they keep circling around and make it obvious, then I'll just have to respawn. But at least this way I won't lose a life.
124. 133. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133. 124. Обнаружена цель. 1-8.
There he is.
Удаление 4.
Oh god, if only these missiles could see a little higher off the nose. Back when I used to play a lot of IL-2 1946, I was playing a multiplayer server, and I was in the Mosquito, and the server had a no strafing rule. You couldn't engage someone until they were off the ground, wheels up. And there was this one guy in a Dornier 335 who was just circling above the airfield, waiting for someone to take off. And I could tell what he was doing. So I just sat there, and I waited and I waited. And I noticed that his circuits were bringing him slightly lower each time. And I realized that if he did another one, it would take him directly through the center of my gun sight, what with the Mosquito being a tail dragger and all. So I just sat there and waited. And as soon as he came near my gun sight, I just quickly put power on, booted the nose over. Yep, they're going to strafe me on the ground. I'll just respawn. Booted the nose over. And then gave him a quick burst. And the 420mm cannons and 4.303 machine guns made quick work of him. And that was the last time I saw him circling our airbase. Unfortunately, the MiG-21 is not a tail dragger, so I can't do that here.
Дозаправка по плану. Перезарядка по плану. Прием.
3 on 2 now. Okay, while they're sorting that out, I will start the plane up. Because on this server you spawn with no fuel and no gun ammo, as well as no weapons. The only thing you have loaded are... well, you don't even have your countermeasures loaded because they're on separate pods. So it makes things interesting. It's just good that you're in the MiG-21, so it doesn't take very long to fuel up. If this was in the Su-27, it would be awful, because that thing takes forever to fuel. Okay, I'll set this up while I'm over here. Just got to wait for the rearming now. Shouldn't take long.
133, 124. Обнаружена новая цель. 116. Удаление 45. На 0. Расходитесь.
Командир, оружие подвешено.
There we go. Okay, flaps, trim, everything looks good. Off we go. Straighten that nose out a little.
Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 119. Удаление 60. На 500. Дистанция не меняется.
Got a little more altitude here. Which will help me conserve fuel and also give me a little bit of an energy advantage once I actually get into a fight. At least in theory. I'll probably burn it all in my first turn, as usual. Okay, come off the power there, out of burner. And just decrease the rate of climb a little to try and retain some of that speed. And before I forget, now we have a gun.
124, 133. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133,
12035, so he's quite close. Radar isn't warmed up yet, of course.
На 0. Дистанция не меняется.
Okay, I'm just going to hold around here for a minute.
Дайте курс на ближайшую
Still
цель.
hanging around Godauta, from the sounds of it.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 117. Удаление 28. На 500. Дистанция не меняется.
So I haven't actually been credited any kills yet, but I did cause one of the F-5s to maneuver kill himself into a tree earlier, which is pretty hilarious. And I would consider that a kill.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
But he was kicking himself too. 090 for 8. Gonna ditch the tank.
090. Удаление 8 на 0. Дистанция не меняется. 33.
Merged.
124. Цель рядом.
Okay, as long as I can avoid getting hit by missiles in the opening engagement, I should be good. It's just once I catch sight of him, I have a much better chance, but it's extremely hard to spot other aircraft in the MiG-21. You really do need a GCI or a wingman to talk you onto things. And my radar is not helping because it's still not warmed up enough to operate. He isn't on my tail, at least.
й 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133.
125. 12.
275. Удаление 12 на 0. Дистанция не меняется.
124-й.
Now the question is, is he going right or left?
133.
133.
He's going right.
124.
I'm closing.
320. Удаление 8 на 500. Дистанция не меняется.
And my radar is still not on. Don't see any smoke.
124-й. 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133.
669.
124. Обнаружена цель. 166. Удаление.
So he's back towards Kadada.
Дистанция не меняется.
166 is just right of the runway. Retrim, this thing is trying to climb on me.
124-й. 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
Hey, Munch.
133. 124. Обнаружена цель. 342. Удаление 3 на 500. Дистанция не меняется.
3 kilometers, I should be able to see him easily. Oh shit, hang on, that was a launch. That was a launch from over here somewhere. He's right behind me. Can't see him. There he is. Still on me. Pull the classic MiG-21 maneuver. Try and get him to overshoot by using our wing as an air brake. But he's right on me. He seems to know the playbook. And I'm really a lot slower than I want to be in this aircraft right now. And there goes my engine. Ah! Look how slow he is, though. He was right on the edge of a stall himself. See, this is the problem. Fighting F5s, the F5 can always see you much better than you can see it. Just because he has less shit cluttering up his canopy. So it makes it really difficult in a dogfight unless you do have someone else to spot for you, be it a GCI or an AWACS or another aircraft. It makes it really hard. But once you're able to actually get on the F5's tail, it's quite difficult for him to then get rid of you. The MiG-21 and the F-5 are quite well matched. They're better at different things. The MiG-21's faster and it's better in the vertical. The F-5 is better in the horizontal, which is why they can just sit on my tail like that at low level. Really, the best place for me to engage an F-5 is higher up, where I can use my own advantages a little more, but everyone on this server just hangs out in the weeds all the time, so it's not really an option. Because if you stay up there, they won't come up to play with you. They know what you're trying to do. I'm actually tempted. You know what? Yeah, we'll go with a light loadout. We will take 2 missiles. I think that's really all I'm going to need. I shouldn't need any extra weight, because I'm not surviving long enough to even get a shot off. So, with a lighter aircraft, not by much, but just a little bit, I might have a better chance at giving him the slip and then pulling in behind him. All I need is my nose on him for a couple of seconds and I've got him. It's just getting to that point that's difficult, because if he sees me before I see him, it's much easier for him to pull in on my tail and just sit there. Which is exactly what's been going on so far. And then really my only defensive option... Oops, gotta crack the throttle first. My only real defensive option is to try and bait him into terrain, or get him to stall. Which I can do, but it also puts me at risk of doing the exact same thing. And it also gives him a really good opportunity for a guns kill, because he's going to be sitting right on my tail and I'm not really maneuvering. Three and 4 are my outboard pilots. Okay, set trim for takeoff. Flaps are already set to take off. And everything else should be good. So it's 2 on 2 at the moment, but I haven't seen that other MiG-21 at all yet. Oh, he's right there. Well, wouldn't you know it?
Командир, оружие подвешено.
Looks like he's still starting up, so I'll be taking off alone. Okay, flaps, trim, everything else is good.
Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 1, 2, 0. Удаление 100 на 1000. Расходитесь.
I might actually stay low this time. Just because it might make it a little easier for me to spot them. Probably not, but, you know, a little bit of experimentation can't hurt. A little bit of learning to English properly can't hurt either. Okay, so I'm going to get nice and low. And then set the SAU to recovery. And use that to fly myself in.
Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 117. Удаление 80.
Sounds like this guy's headed back to Sukumi. Probably to rearm. So we might be able to do to him what he did to us. Maybe. And I need to cancel the SAU before it flies me into a tree. There we go. Ah, there's a guy in a Huey. Interesting. So one F-5 and a Huey.
Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 112. Удаление 60 на 0. Расходитесь.
Still got fuel in that belly tank. Interesting, the SAU won't fly in recovery mode below about 200 meters. Didn't know that, but I guess it makes sense.
124-й, 131-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
131, 124. Обнаружена цель. 114. Удаление 70. На 0.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель.
935.
Удаление 35. На 0. Дистанция не меняется.
Set a little bit of a dead zone here on my pedals at some point. Just to make it a little less sensitive.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124. Обнаружена цель. 096. Удаление 19. На 0.
124-й, 131-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
Belly tank's empty, so we'll get rid of it.
131, 124. Обнаружена цель. 1, 2, 4. Удаление.
And before I forget,
на 0. Дистанция не меняется.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
okay, is this Sukumi or Godauda?
133, 124.
Sukumi.
124-й, 131-й.
Just got a merge call as well. 081-5.
Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
131, 124. Обнаружена цель. 118. Удаление 50.
This is a bad place to be flying into.
Снижайтесь.
124-й, 133-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
133, 124.
Wait, 1 for 11.
Обнаружена цель. 2, 8,
It keeps directing me back to Sukumi for some reason. I have no idea why. Because I'm pretty sure there's no one in the air here. Relatively certain. Not 100%, but pretty fucking close. I mean, if I do a nice slow beat up of the airfield here, it's fine. It's not fine. I lost my engine. I was hoping I could get away with that. Try an air start, see if that works. But I kinda doubt it.
й 131-й. Дайте курс на ближайшую цель.
131, 124. Обнаружена цель.
Please, engine, please. Please. No, she's gone. Weird. There's something about the server that causes AWACS to constantly try and vector you onto the runway at Sakumi, which is really irritating. Anyway, I think I might call it on this server for now. I might switch over. Without anyone actually on comms and flying with you, or a GCI, that is really difficult to play on. Not just because you keep getting sent chasing geese and shot down by anti-aircraft while doing it, but also just the F-5 always has the advantage otherwise, because he can see much better than I can. Better radar, better visibility. I have the better speed and the better vertical performance, but in every other way, pretty much the F-5 outclasses the MiG-21. So the GCI is really where the MiG-21 comes into its own, and you really do want one to make up for its deficiencies. So have a look. OCG's got a couple people on it. 107th. I might go 107th, actually. So it'll take a little while for the server to connect, or for my game to connect to the server. So bear with me. Probably do a couple flights in the Su-27, I think. I could jump on the MiG-21 here, but kind of feel like doing something a bit more modern. And as well as that, the MiG-21 is only really able to kill things on through the Inferno when there's not many other people on. Just because all the more modern aircraft kill everything first, and quite often when that doesn't happen, you'll find yourself up against things like flankers. And flankers are not fun to fight in a MiG-21, because you have basically no way of dealing with them. They can outrange you by a huge amount, they can outmaneuver you, their missiles can outmaneuver you, so pretty much the MiG-21, as soon as it runs into anything BVR capable, unless it's able to mask using terrain, is in trouble. And of course, usually when you do encounter flankers in this, it's over the water or over the plains. Usually you don't find them in the mountains. But having said all that about the MiG-21 situational awareness and what it is and isn't good at, I feel like it's a single-seat aircraft, but it's actually a kind of sneaky team aircraft, because you do want to coordinate with at least one other person to use it effectively, despite being a single-seater.
Alright, helicopter 307 is approaching Sakumi. We'll be landing at the ramp.
Go with 4 R-73s and 4 R-27ERs on this, which is my standard sort of OCG or Through the Inferno combat loadout in the flanker.
Перезарядка по плану.
Gives you a bit of everything.
Принял.
And while I wait for the ground crew to load me up, I will get the electric started. Oh, here we go. Huey flyby.
Командир, оружие подвешено.
Right, rearming's done, so I can start the engines.
Focus, bra, 112, 450 at 6,000 hot. 105, focus, bra, 137,
oops.
450 at 2,500 hot.
I think that Huey had a bit of an accident while I wasn't looking. Oh dear. Yeah, he definitely crashed, Cathal. He definitely crashed.
105, focus.
I think you might have.
140, 445.
But I won't tell him that it was you.
5,000 hot.
Who is that? That's Hank. Maybe he had the chat box open trying to type intel when he crashed, who knows. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's already respawned.
105, focus, bra, 219, 460 at 22,000 hot.
Sakumi traffic, Circus 14, taxis runway 124A, southeast departure. Sakumi. Trying to tell me to use 30? You're not my real dad. I'll use whichever runway I want. I'm going to assume the flags in this are animated based on wind, and if that's the case, then there's no wind, so it doesn't matter which runway I use anyway. Although, when you're in an aircraft with performance this high, it doesn't really matter if you've got a slight tailwind on takeoff. Okay, I'll just hold short here and check F10. Looks good. Sakumi traffic, Circus 14, rolling runway 124 southeast departure, Sakumi. Now, since I've been having issues with the nose wheel lock on this, I nearly said tail wheel, jeez. World War II on the brain today. Yeah, the nose wheel lock on this seems buggy. Even if the wheel's perfectly straight and aligned with the runway, it'll still veer me off the side of the runway when I lock it. So I'm just going to leave it unlocked during takeoff.